is up, my Nakama? My name is Daniel. I'm a current third-year medical student, and this is my last rotation of my third year of medical school. I'm on my pediatrics rotation, and specifically I'm on my inpatient pediatrics, which we do 2 weeks of. I actually did my first week last week, and this is gonna be my second week of inpatient pediatrics. So today is Monday, and I actually have off today, but for the rest of the week, starting Tuesday, I'll be on the inpatient team. And I thought it would be fun to take you guys along and kind of let you know what I'm learning, the things I'm doing day to day. Hopefully we can discharge some of these kids feeling healthy again. And so far I am enjoying pediatrics. I like working with kids a lot. I don't know if I want to do it for the rest of my life, but I actually do enjoy this rotation. It's not one, that I dread going into every single day. But yeah, I'll catch you guys starting tomorrow, and hopefully we have a good and productive week. Dattebayo. Sweet taste of coffee in the morning. So it is 5:30 a.m. right now, and I need to be at the hospital at 6 a.m. for morning pre-rounds. I'll take you guys along with me and show what I can. Obviously, it's hard to film at the hospital, so most likely I'll just update you guys once I'm done with today's shift. Let's go.
Hands in the air, guaranteed to swear if you learn about it or act with it, that you carry it on until the break of dawn. Crazy. Remember the Roxy, baby.
Long day. Okay, so I just got home, and today was a pretty long day of rounding. We actually stopped rounding at 2 p.m., which is pretty long. And I think the reason because rounds last so long for pediatrics is because we do something called family-centered rounding, which is traditionally you kind of talk about patients in the physician workroom, and you describe things in a very organized manner. You use a lot of medical terms, and you talk like in a scientific way. But with family-centered rounding, you're almost having like a conversation between the family members, the patient, and the entire team. So it's a little more casual, but it's kind of hard to actually talk medically in that way because you can't use any like medical jargon. You just have to kind of explain things very simply so that the patient and the family can understand. And I think it's pretty nice for the family members, but honestly I feel like it makes rounds really inefficient. And that's why rounds lasted so long today. But I'm getting really good at family-centered rounds. Like, I am comfortable talking to the family about our medical decision-making and stuff like that. And I'm definitely vibing with some of the peds patients because I feel like I'm still a kid myself, so it's easy for me to interact with these children. But anyways, today was a really good day for pediatrics, I would say. And now I got to get back to the grind for my 5-minute mile training. So I'm gonna go run a 2 mile, kind of 4 pace right now outside, while it's still nice outside. And I try and actually do some form of exercise like 6 days a week. So currently I'm on 3 days of calisthenics training where I do full body splits 3 days a week. And then the other 3 days a week, I do my 5-minute mile training. So that's either like tempo runs or long distance runs where I just try and run at a comfortable pace. And then every now and then I'll actually time myself for a timed mile and see how I'm progressing. So far, my fastest mile I've ever run was 5 minutes and 50 seconds. And I have no idea how I'm gonna get faster than that because I was absolutely dead after that mile. But I feel like, most of my training actually is not running a mile, it's running longer paces to kind of increase my endurance and how comfortable I feel just running. And I feel like just increasing like my Vmax and my aerobic capacity that way is gonna enable me to comfortably be able to run, like a 5-minute 30-second mile, and then eventually a 5-minute 10-second mile, and then that goal of a 5-minute mile. So we'll see how that goes. New record time, 11 minutes, 50 seconds. Dattebayo. All right guys, so check this out. I just got this sick new phone case from Rhino Shield in the mail. Hunter X Hunter.
I don't think I'll ever get used to waking up at 5. Dattebayo.
All right, it is Wednesday, my dudes. Time to save some kids. All right, friends, so just got back from day 2 of Inpatient Peds. Once again, rounds lasted until 2, so I had lunch at around 2:30, and then in the afternoon we had a couple of admits, and it got a little bit hectic because what happens in the afternoon is there's a lot to do for the patients that you saw in the morning and that are already on the list, but at the same time you might get flooded with like new patient admits. So we kind of had to divide and conquer, and this is the time when medical students can actually be really useful to the team. And in fact, like without medical students in these situations, like some of the residents are just absolutely swamped, and I don't know how they get done with all their tasks, but we helped as much as we could, and we did see some of the new admits, and we're thinking about some diagnosis, and some of the patients were a little bit complex, and it was actually interesting kind of talking through the differential and kind of our workup for these patients. So there's a lot of things like JIA, which is juvenile idiopathic arthritis. There's also a systemic form where you can have like fevers and rashes. We saw some things like encephalitis of unknown etiology, which is like inflammation of your brain. So overall, some like pretty interesting cases actually. Most of the admits I have to say are RSV positive bronchiolitis, which is just kind of like inflammation of your bronchioles due to this virus that a whole bunch of kids are getting right now. That's like, I don't know, 70% of the patients we see. But right now as medical students, we're kind of trying to see and work up a little bit more complex medical patients, which I enjoy actually. I enjoy working through them. And kind of coming to a diagnosis or a conclusion during their hospital stay. It can be pretty rewarding actually for myself and for the families at the end of the day, because you figure out what's going on with their kid, and oftentimes, they leave the hospital feeling way better, and kind of have a plan on how to treat their disease. But yeah, one thing I would say I actually enjoy a lot about pediatrics is with a lot of these kids that are here for like 2 or 3 weeks, you develop a pretty good relationship with the kid and the parents, and they like come to trust you actually, and they share a lot of information with medical students, especially if we come in and keep checking on their kid. And some of the kids who are like 1 or 2 years old, like they've kind of memorized me and they know my face when I come into the room, so they actually get a little bit happy because they know like I'm gonna play with them and stuff. And I found creative ways to do physical exam maneuvers, like really creative ways. Because it's honestly really hard to like check the oral mucosa of a 1-year-old who's screaming and crying. But you get creative, learned a lot of new techniques. I don't know when I'm going to apply them in the future, but nevertheless, it was good to learn them for this rotation. But now I'm going to go work out, and then afterwards I think I'm going to be headed to a birthday dinner for one of my friends. So I'll see you then. Dattebayo.
Hands in the air, guaranteed to swear if you learned about it over act with air that you're carrying on until the break of dawn crazy. Remember the Roxy, baby. Pop the hip-hop, funk the punk, rock an electro dance with advance for street fans. You come in the spot to watch an unknown hot, but not knowing that the show you see is part of history. A who's who of the true and amazing.
Which one you want? You want one of each?
Today is Thursday. It is 6 p.m. The day has actually finished. I didn't vlog today because I took a big L last night in terms of sleep. I stayed up late until like midnight because I was celebrating a friend's birthday and went to a restaurant. Then I had to get up at 5 a.m. for pre-rounds, so it was rough. It was rough, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, I did it to myself. But it's all right, you know, we survived today. I had my midterm evaluation today, which is where halfway through a rotation they kind of tell you how you're doing and you get some comments and feedback. And I'm doing well in peds. You know, I do well in family-centered rounds, and I'm learning a lot about the medical management of pediatric patients, which is good. But yeah, today was interesting trying to navigate morning rounds while suffering from sleep deprivation. But all good. I should probably get outside and walk a little bit, and maybe I should study. Not sure. Dattebayo.
초조한 햇살이 어느 사이 어깨를 두드려 또 하루 모험이 시작됐다. 크게 숨 쉬어보자. 내 마음씨 이 작은 불빛이 너에게 와닿길 바래. 이 작은 불잎이 너와 눈 마주치길 바래. 물빛 하늘 내 마음 수평선 파도의 손등 고래 날개처럼
No. All right, my Nakama. Today is officially my last day of pediatric inpatient medicine. Actually, my last day of inpatient ever as a third-year medical student, because this is my last rotation. There's also a hurricane inbound right now, Hurricane Ian. I'm kind of more inland in terms of North Carolina, so I think we just have like heavy rain and high winds caution. But if I'm in rounds and the hurricane hits, I mean, I might be in rounds forever. We'll see. Hopefully today's a good day. Catch you later. Well, my Nakama, this about concludes the video. It is Friday at 6 p.m. I survived my last week of inpatient pediatrics, my last week of inpatients in general for third year, which is awesome. There is a hurricane incoming, so if this video is not released, then the hurricane got me. If this video is released, then I've survived. Overall, I enjoyed pediatrics, at least the inpatient portion, to some extent. Inpatient medicine is always a grind, you know, 6 a.m., 6 p.m. type of vibe. But I do it for the kids. The kids made it worthwhile coming in at 6 a.m. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay strong and healthy, my Nakama. And as always, Dattebayo.
Some things are meant to be, so give me your best and leave the rest of me.